is TV6 News at 10 with Nancy Chandler, Mike Miller, Vince Condella, John Fedko, and the entire TV6 News team.
Good evening. Former Green Bay Packer James Lofton is innocent of sexual assault tonight. It took a Brown County jury a little more than 2 hours to render its verdict late today. TV6 reporter Mike Bartley was there.
Verdict is as follows. We, the jury, find the defendant, James D. Lofton, not guilty of second-degree sexual assault as charged in the information.
An elated James Lofton was congratulated by his attorney, Stephen Glenn. Just steps away, Lofton's wife, Beverly, wept. Lofton told reporters he had no doubts.
You know, I felt that I was not guilty the whole time, and the process to go through was a little distressing, but I thought that the jury came back with the correct verdict, and the amount of time that they deliberated showed what they felt in their minds.
Wife Beverly says it will take a lot of time to get their marriage back on track.
A lot of people can't understand why I'm here. As I said, I married James for life, and that's the better and for better and for worse. And, I reaped a lot of benefits from being married to a man of his prominence, as was used many times. And at the same time, I have to come through this with him because he's having to deal with it because of who he is in some ways.
Lofton says he has no ill feelings toward the Green Bay Packers who traded him.
And along those lines, I think the recent article in Sports Illustrated tried to depict Green Bay as being a horrible place to play. And, one of the last things I'd like to say is that's quite the contrary. I enjoyed the 9 years that I got to spend here, and I had a great time playing here.
Defense attorney Stephen Glenn, however, says many people still won't believe Lofton is innocent.
There is always going to be someone who will believe that regardless of the jury verdict, this woman was raped. There's nothing we can do about it except the possibility of other legal action. And I can't say that that issue is closed. So I'm happy.
Feel any animosity towards the woman that made these accusations?
No, I think in my heart I've forgiven her, but, I'm still enraged by the charges.
James and Beverly Lofton say that after taking a short break, they'll head back to California to take up permanent residence. Lofton says he's excited to get back into football with the Oakland Raiders, but he says he will miss Green Bay. Mike Bartley, TV6 News, Green Bay.
Green Bay Packer Mossy Cade is scheduled to take the stand in his own defense tomorrow.
Cade has pleaded innocent to 3 counts of second-degree sexual assault. He's accused of assaulting a woman from Texas who was visiting him in 1985. His trial recessed this afternoon. The prosecution rested his case today after testimony from medical experts. Another witness testified that a man who looked like Cade was eating at his restaurant at the time. Cade is accused of assaulting the woman. Cade will tell his own side of the story tomorrow. Milwaukee police confirmed tonight it was a murder-suicide that took the lives of a husband and wife on the southwest side. The bodies of Mark Tappendorf and his wife Linda were discovered in the couple's bedroom this morning by their 17-year-old daughter and their 11-year-old son. Police say Tappendorf shot his wife with a .30 caliber rifle, then turned the gun on himself.
There seemed to be a long-term dispute between the husband and wife. We're not sure what it was about at this time.
Police also tell us tonight that Tappendorf was unemployed and he was being treated for depression.
Memorial Day weekend begins with a somber tribute to the 37 sailors killed on the USS Stark. The President and Nancy Reagan gave personal condolences to more than 200 relatives of the crewmen. The emotional scene followed a memorial service at the Mayport Naval Station in Florida. For the 6th time in 4 years, President Reagan delivered a eulogy for slain American servicemen.
And those that died did embody the best of us. Yes, they were ordinary men who did extraordinary things. Yes, they were heroes.
President Reagan went on to explain to the mourners that their loved ones died performing the vital duty of preserving freedom.
Peace is at stake here, and so too is our own nation's security and our freedom. Were a hostile power ever to dominate this strategic region and its resources, it would become a choke point for freedom, that of our allies and our own.
In the wake of the tragic attack in the Persian Gulf, there are new questions tonight about plans to increase American patrols there.
A 3-man Senate delegation is tonight flying to the region on a fact-finding mission.
We no longer can afford to bluff. We, in effect, bluffed in Beirut, and 241 Marines came out of there in body bags. We now have put a symbol out in the middle of the Persian Gulf. If they're sunk, what are we prepared to do? Or are we running a bluff once again?
Meantime, naval investigators are conducting a probe of their own. There are reports tonight that they believe the Stark's anti-missile defense gun was not operating properly on the night of the Iraqi attack. That's contrary to earlier claims by the ship's captain that all systems were in good working order.
A move tonight to promote business between Wisconsin and Japan. Governor Tommy Thompson and an official of Japan's largest bank signed a new agreement today. It focuses on investment opportunity and joint ventures between Wisconsin and Japan. Thompson plans a trade mission to Japan in November. For 175 workers at Milwaukee's Evinrude plant, there is no more work tonight. Today was the last day of assembly operations there. Business reporter Katie Mann has the story.
Both new assembly workers and some with decades of experience reported to the job for the last time today.
Well, I'd like to see more industry stay in Milwaukee. It's a sign of the times. We're going to have to do something to keep industry in Milwaukee.
Dick Mankey, who's been at Evinrude for almost 34 years, says his seniority might allow him to bump a less experienced worker from another division. But he says workers with 20 years experience will be laid off. Evinrude, which is owned by Outboard Marine, is shutting down the assembly operation as part of a cost-cutting effort. The company is moving the work to newer facilities located in southern states. Company officials say the change is necessary because of increasing foreign competition. While the assembly work is being phased out, more than 500 machine shop workers will remain on the job. But many of those workers are skeptical about how long their jobs will last.
From the way things are going, I'd say from anywhere from 1 to 3 years, I think the whole place will be gone.
I was hired 23 years ago, and that's all there was to it. You work until they tell you not to.
You don't feel any job security?
Oh, never.
Tom Tauby, Director of Industrial Relations, declined to say whether or not more layoffs will be necessary. He said continued improvements in quality and productivity will help to ensure the future of the machine shop operations. Meanwhile, Evinrude's 200,000 square foot assembly plant is up for sale. Katie Mann, TV6 News, Milwaukee.
There are some unusual circumstances surrounding a major concert at Summerfest.
Coming up next, we'll tell you about Paul Simon's request to reserve certain seats for certain people.
Friday night at 10:30, Barney Miller's boys take drugs by accident.
She went out the window, went right across the ledge and up the wall and onto the roof.
Stay home until you feel better.
Okay, Barn, I'll stay. But I ain't never gonna feel no better.
Then at 11, a valuable coin puts the Hearts' lives in jeopardy. And it's Hawaii 5-0 at midnight, starring Jack Lord. It all starts Friday night at 10:30.
Magnifici, belli, comodi.
But how do you say Italian leather sandals, only $3.88 at Zare?
Italian leather sandals, only $3.88 at Zare.
Thank you.
Prego.
Zare, how little it costs. Zare picnic prices will positively please you. 88 cents apiece on potato chips, paper plates, Pringles, Pepsi, and other pleasing picnic products to make your picnic perfect. Please, you're pushing me to the point of panic. Zare, how little it costs.
It can happen. Your wallet is lost or stolen. So are your charge cards. Some cards hold you responsible to the full legal limit. But with Elan, you don't pay for unauthorized charges. Don't risk an expensive loss. Make sure your MasterCard and Visa are from Elan. The difference is Elan.
It's Steinhoffel's Memorial Weekend Furniture Sale. Everything's reduced, plus no payments till September. Hurry, offer ends Monday. Steinhoffel's. If you're white, you can't buy reserved tickets to popular singer-songwriter Paul Simon's Milwaukee concert next month. But if you're black, you can. TV6's Myra Sanchik explains the unusual circumstances surrounding this concert and the confusion it's causing.
Those who did manage to get tickets for the Paul Simon concert at Summerfest next month deserved cheering this morning. Hundreds of people stood in ticket lines in Milwaukee. Almost all were turned away
None of the reserve seats were left.
We had people waiting outside from 11 o'clock last night for the Paul Simon concert, and we started to punch out tickets from Ticketron. It took us only about 15 to 20 minutes, and we had punched up on our computer screens that the concert was completely sold out.
While there are 9,000 reserved seats in this new amphitheater, part of the reason the concert was sold out so quickly is that the artist, Paul Simon, wants almost half of them, 4,000 of these reserved seats, taken out of general circulation for his concert. Man walks down the street. This is Paul Simon's Black South African Touring Concert, a benefit to anti-apartheid charities, among others. Paul Simon wants 4,000 tickets reserved for Milwaukee's black community to buy in an attempt to get an integrated audience. Pamphlets were distributed in the black community with ticket order forms. So, how's it going? Well, out of the thousands still available to Milwaukee's black community, only 12 have been ordered.
If we do not sell out these 4,000 that have been held out, if they are not sold out by June 6th, those two will go back into the reserve section. So people perhaps will have another opportunity at reserved tickets.
But besides that, Bo Black is quick to point out the reserved seats only are sold out. There are still 15,000 general admission seats available the day of the concert. So for the true fans, that means they'll get at least another chance to stand in line and hope.
Now I'll have to camp out at noon for a general admission seat.
Myra Sanchik, TV6 News, Milwaukee.
There will be a meeting between Milwaukee business leaders and Alderman Michael McGee.
The topic, jobs for the black community. Common Council President John Kalwitz tells TV6 News that he's arranging a meeting between McGee and the Greater Milwaukee Committee next week in light of McGee's concerns about black unemployment in the city. Yesterday, McGee announced that he and his friends would disrupt what he calls white events this summer, unless 15 to 25,000 new jobs were created for blacks in the Milwaukee area.
The great majority of people in the Common Council certainly do not condone violence. They most certainly also would not support an effort to disrupt many of the positive events that are planned for the Milwaukee community this summer. Mike McGee's bottom line is jobs, and I think all of my colleagues would support that objective. That's a constant objective of the city of Milwaukee government. We intend to certainly work on positive programs.
Kalwitz says the meeting will include talk about Milwaukee's job market, but he says there's no way the city can create 15,000 jobs on demand. Milwaukee teenagers looking for work this summer may be able to look to the city for help. The Milwaukee Youth Commission submitted a proposal for 250 jobs to Mayor Meyer and the Common Council today. The proposal includes the Teen Hire Project, which offers tax credit incentives to businesses that hire teens. The program would be aimed at teens 14 to 16 years old.
Well, might this be the weekend to finally get the lawn cut after a whole week of rain?
Maybe. Vince Gondel is along with the Weekend Outlook after this.
Wisconsin Electric reminds you, look up and look out for power lines.
Pontiac Alert. Cash back is back. Up to $1,200 cash back, depending on the Pontiac you buy or lease at your Pontiac Pace Setters. Pontiac Alert. $1,000 cash back on any Firebird. $800 cash back on any Bonneville or Pontiac 6000. $500 cash back on any Grand Am, Sunbird, or Fiero. Pontiac Alert. Or buy with special GMAC financing as low as 3.9%. Be on the alert. See Foster, Bill Tolkien, Slocum, Wild, and Fred Jones Pontiac.
This week at Sun, reach for 12 packs of your favorite Coca-Cola products for just $2.87. 1-pound packages of Hillshire Farm regular, beef, or cheese bun-sized wieners for just $1.38. And specially marked 20-pound bags of Kingsford charcoal for just $2.98. Sun guarantees you the lowest price on top brands or triple the difference in cash.
Until now, you had to repaint your house every few years. Not anymore.
Another breakthrough from Saxon, Eclipse 10, the 10-year one-coat house paint.
Eclipse 10 is so durable, I guarantee it for 10 full years. If it lasts only 9, I'll give your money back. All of it.
Saxon's best 10-year house paint. Milwaukee's best guarantee. Try Eclipse 10, now at our lowest price ever, just $9.87.
10 years, $10. Who's got the 10 of house paint?
This isn't exactly the kind of weather that makes you want to go for a swim, but for anyone who wants to slide into summer, he or she can do it at the 3 Milwaukee County Park water slides. They are now open. The first run at the Lincoln Park slide went to Parks Director Dave Schultz today. The slide stands 24 feet high and is 162 feet long. All 3 slides are bound to make a splash in everyone's summertime fun. Woo!
I don't think he'd mind us saying that if it'll hold him, it'll pretty much hold most whoever wants to go on the slide. But as you say, not the right kind of weather.
No, and tomorrow is not really going to be the best of days either. It's going to start off kind of slow with a lot of clouds and a little bit of fog around still. 45 degrees at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. It is going to be very tough for us to shake those clouds. I think after lunchtime, though, we'll have a chance to see some of that sunshine. And very cool here in the area. If you've been outside in the past couple of hours, you've really noticed a change. Those winds have turned around to the northeast and moved all the way down to Lake Shore, bringing in not only the fog, but kind of helping to start up that drizzle and light rain and really bringing in the cooler temperatures. Only 44 at Cedar Grove, now 43 at Cedarburg, 45 Port Washington. Still, some of that colder air is just reaching the Kenosha area. For example, 58 at Kenosha, still 56 degrees at Lake Geneva. Now, these temperatures will continue to drop a little bit, and generally they'll end up between about 40 and 45 degrees for overnight lows, so quite cool with still some of that light drizzle and rain around. And look at these temperatures in northern Wisconsin at this hour. Only 37 at Rhinelander now with a little bit of light rain and drizzle. In fact, across the northwards earlier today, there were some snowflakes in the air. Nothing accumulated, but still some very cold air. 49 with the light rain and drizzle at Oshkosh. The Upper Peninsula, Marquette, only at 33 degrees this hour. This cold air is going to hang around, and with all that cold air around in the lower part of the atmosphere, it'll be very tough to shake those clouds for tomorrow. Now, there's some very serious weather across the country tonight. All is quiet here, of course, but down to the south, especially across Texas, several tornadoes down today. In fact, tonight, the town of Saragossa, which is about 190 miles to the east of El Paso, has been totally destroyed. That is the word right now, is a tornado, a major one ripped right through the town. It's a small town of about 190 residents. Details are still a little sketchy, but safety officials there fear that there are many deaths in the town of Saragossa. Many people believed to be underneath some of the damage there, injured or perhaps killed. So some very, very bad weather across much of western Texas tonight. Still some strong storms along the Gulf Coast. In fact, there's a town in Arkansas that received over 2 inches of rain in just 30 minutes' time earlier today. Just some light rain and drizzle and a couple of thunderstorms moving into the eastern Great Lakes. High temperatures today, very warm in the Southland, 90s, 96, a record high today at Memphis. Some cooler air around our neck of the woods, but we're going to warm up pretty quickly as we look into the beginning of next week. Now, for tomorrow, very nice around much of Wisconsin. We'll still have clouds for much of the day, especially for the morning hours. A couple of thunderstorms out across Iowa and portions of Missouri. Then for Sunday, that rain area out west, that'll move a little bit closer. So rain showers and thunderstorms scattered around Iowa and also much of southern Illinois and around Indianapolis for the 500 race on Sunday. Widely scattered thunderstorms. They'll still get the race in, but there'll still be some of those scattered storms around the area. Well, officially at this hour, cloudy, drizzle, only 46 at Mitchell and Timmerman. That's the low for today. 44 here at TV6, 50 in Waukesha. The high of 71 occurred after midnight, about 2 o'clock in the morning. The dew point is near the temperature, so the humidity is high, a northeast wind and a rising barometer. For tonight, fog and drizzle, low temperatures only in the low to mid-40s with a northeast wind. Tomorrow, a slow start, clouds and some fog in the morning, a little bit of sun starting to peek through in the afternoon, 53 along the lake, 63 inland. For tomorrow night, fair and cool, temperatures dropping to the low 40s. The extended outlook, good for Sunday, 68, although a little cooler near the lake, but the clouds and the rain roll back in for Monday and a couple of thunderstorms back in for Tuesday. We're going to warm right back up into the 70s for the beginning of next week. On Lake Michigan, tomorrow, northeast winds 8 to 18 knots, kind of rough, 2 to 3 foot waves with that fog and drizzle, especially through about mid-morning. So do enjoy whatever the weather for this weekend.
Sunday looks salvageable. Maybe.
Yes, Sunday's a good one.
Okay.
Thanks. In sports, the Brewers go for 2 in a row tonight at County Stadium.
And pole sitter Mario Andretti goes for the Indy Winner's Circle. We'll have a profile with John Fedko coming up.
Time for a shower. For my lawn, I'm Jerry Baker. Dish soap is the secret ingredient I use to spray on my lawn. Gets my grass ready to fertilize. And here's another tip. Super K-Grow from Kmart. I say you can't buy a better fertilizer. And at this price, it's even better. You can turn brown into green by letting your lawn wash up for dinner.
Super K-Grow, only at Kmart, America's favorite store.
Nissan cars, Nissan trucks cost less in Wisconsin at Country Nissan. Country Nissan Sentras and pickups. Your choice, one price. Wisconsin's best price. $139 down and $139 a month. Country Nissan Pulsars, now just $169 a month. Country Nissan Maximas, get maximum luxury at a minimum price. $249 a month. Forget buying in Milwaukee, Madison, or Chicago. Country Nissan is burning up the competition. Country Nissan Racine, where Nissans really do cost less.
Isn't it cruel to think what the others miss when it comes to this? Cherry 7-Up, can't get enough. Cooking your cherry bath.
Through Memorial Day, there's no down payment, interest, or payment till 1988 on every Whirlpool washer and dryer. No down payment, interest, or payment till next year at Calder's.
John Fedko joins us with the good news.
Things are looking up for the Brewers. Paul Mulder about to come back. A couple of strong pitching performances back-to-back. Juan Nieves picked up the win the other day. Tonight, Bill Wegman with a great pitch ball game. But the Indians jump on Bill Wegman in the first. Cleveland at the stadium. After a single and a stolen base, Pat Tabler drives it Julio Franco. 1-0 Cleveland. Cecil Cooper has found his home run stroke. He clubbed his second of the season and the week. In the bottom of the first, 1-1. Bottom of the fourth, after a Robin Yount double, Coop again. This time with a single, he'll bring in Robin. 2-1 Brewers. Top of the seventh, still 2-1. 1 out, 1 on. Dale Swain saves a big inning for Cleveland with a great play to rob Corey Snyder of a hit. It remained 2-1 until the bottom of the seventh. With runners in second and third, B.J. Surhoff brings in Glenn Braggs and Jimmy Gantner. 4-1, and the Brewers win final 4-2. Bill Wegman with the victory, and the Brewers are now 7 games over 500, 2 in a row for the Brew Crew. Finals from tonight: Chicago over Boston, Detroit beats Minnesota, and Kansas City beats Texas. In the National League, Atlanta wins, St. Louis winning. The Mets, Pittsburgh, and San Francisco all winners tonight. The Golden State Warriors have offered their general manager's job to Don Nelson. Warriors owner Jim Fitzgerald is a longtime friend of Nelly's, and Fitzgerald has been talking to Nelly all week about coming to Golden State.
He is on the market, and we're old friends, and I have nothing but the highest regard for his skills in our business, and so I wanted him to know that we would be seriously interested in doing a deal with him. He knows we want him. If he's watching now, I'll tell you, Nelly, we want you real badly, and but it's just an echo. He's heard that before.
The NBA dished out fines for the Ainge Moncrief brawl in the playoffs. Sydney was fined $1,000. Ainge, $500. Greg Kite got $1,000. $5 get $500 fines. Cummings, Mokeski, Brewer, Sikma, and Jerry Reynolds. Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals in Philadelphia tonight. Edmonton and Philly. Edmonton took a 3-0 lead in this game, and Philadelphia stormed back. Third period, Brad McCrimmon scores. Flyers led 4-3, and they win it 5-3. Edmonton still leads the series 2-1. Game 4 in Philly on Saturday night, excuse me. The 71st running of the Indy 500 is just hours away. The odds makers have made pole sitter Mario Andretti the favorite. And in his final Indy report, John Drilling says a win would end years of frustration for the former champ.
If desire was the deed, no one would have more Indy wins than Mario Andretti. But over the years, mishaps and mechanical ills have plagued the 47-year-old superstar in his quest of a second 500 flag. Now, Mario pins his Indy hopes on a sleek new number 5 Lola with a specially designed Chevrolet racing engine. a setup that has already carried him to a win at Long Beach, but has yet to be successful on a 500-mile run.
It was only born last year, and obviously so you don't have the background to go by, but I think the reliability factor sort of proved itself at Long Beach, and the last race at Phoenix as well. We just ran with no problem, and all the testing that we have done, that the Penske team has done, and sure, there are a lot of questions and answers, if you will, but I still feel that the engine should be, there's no reason why it shouldn't be able to go 500 miles really strong.
Mario only shrugged when we told him it's been 10 years since anything but a Cosworth engine powered the winning car at Indy. And it's been 18 years since Mario won here for the first and only time, a drought that just could be broken if the Chevy can go the distance in Sunday's 500. John Burling, TV6 Sports at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
And John will have a complete wrap of the 500 on Sunday night. Some playoff winners today from the WISA playoffs in baseball. Thomas More, Marquette, and Dominican in softball. DSHA, Pius, Green Bay, St. Joseph, and Appleton Xavier all advanced.
Good luck to that.
Next, he traveled the world in his wheelchair.
And tonight he's home in Canada.
When we come back, the heroic story